Today we are starting very interesting topic. It's a central idea in the yoga practice, and yoga practice is actually based on that idea. The techniques of yoga are based on that idea. It is a science, and we can call that science biopsychology or yoga psychology. It is the science how the body and mind are related, and what is the origin of emotions, how emotions are produced within us. It is the study of where emotions occur in the body and how they occur in the mind. And as we study, as we know something, as we gain knowledge of something, we gain also power over it. So by learning, by studying our emotions, and by finding the ways to regulate and control those emotions through yogic practices, we can acquire command over our own selves. We can acquire the command of the emotions, and we can extremely positively transform our life. So that's the science of biopsychology. We are going to have altogether, I think, 7 classes explaining each level, each plane. Like there are like ladders of the emotions. So to explain each ladder, need 1 class. I will have to introduce 2 concepts, 2 Sanskrit words which we are going to use throughout our talks. One word is chakra, another word is vritti. You might heard that word already, because in Patanjali yoga, the classical yoga, the definition of yoga is yogaschitti vritti nirodha, suspension of all the vrittis, the control of all the vrittis is yoga. When the mind becomes smooth, free from different feelings and goes into the deep state, that is yoga. Anyway, that is another topic. But yoga is not possible when the mind is turbulent. The first step before you accomplish the goal of yoga is to pacify the mind, is to attain a stable peace of the mind. And that is only possible if you control your emotions, if you control your instincts. But the word of the control, I'm not sure, because English is not my mother tongue, so I'm not sure how you understand that. I understand control, and in a yogic sense, the control means you are easily managing, you can easily manage. It's not a suppression, like suppression does not work. The psychologists, they have formulated, there are basically like 4 types of our dealings with emotions. There is expression, there is suppression, there is denial, and there is a channelization. Like it is recognized that there is an energy within, psychic energy, and that energy is looking for an expression. So that energy can be expressed in a destructive way, and that very energy which is giving so much trouble in life, that very same energy, if controlled, if educated, that energy can bring the highest fulfillment in life. So about that is the science of biopsychology. I was speaking about chakras and vritti. Chakra is, in Sanskrit, it means a circle. A long time ago, yogis, by observing their own body, they found that some portions of the body, they are more important. They're more, they're like, they're controlling centers. Just like there is a mayor in the city, there is a mayor in the body, different mayors and governors. And when there are cells and muscle, etc., organs, but they are controlled, they are ruled from a certain points. And those points, they called chakras. Chakra is not physical, not a physical thing. Of course, there is a physical expression also in form of glands, such as thyroid, parathyroid, gonads, thymus gland, etc. But it is the chakra itself is a point which doesn't have physical existence. Its existence is psychic or psychospiritual. It exists in the form of energy and in form of vibration. By calming their minds and listening to the body, they found that there is vibration in the different places of the body. What are those places? Here, the crown, middle of the brain, then this one, the throat, then here, chest, then navel, then the level of the genitals, and then down, the coccyx level. These are the same most important locations. Seven controlling points, 7 chakras. They described those chakras as whirlpools of life energy. You know whirlpool? Like this. The whirlpools of life energy. And around those chakras, there are smaller whirlpools, which they called vritti. And symbolically, yogis, they used to represent that human structure as a picture of a yogi sitting, and then there are flowers. And that flowers, each flower has different number of petals. The lowermost has 4, then 6, then 10, then 12, 16, 2, and 1000. And they represented with the flowers with so many petals. So what are those chakras they do? Yogis, they found out that they control basic physical vibrations. According to yoga philosophy, this physical world, actually universe, which is a macrocosm, consists of number of factors, and there is a physical existence which is solid factor, like a stone. There is a liquid factor, there is a luminous factor, the warmth and heat. There is aerial factor, which is the vital energy of the objects, and there is ethereal factor, which is the space itself, space and time itself. So the physical universe consists of these 5 factors. And there is the factor of the mind, and there is the factor of the consciousness. Within human body, because we are replica, we are reflection of this holographic universe, no? Of this entire universe is reflected within our own body. So the lowermost portion controls solid factor. In the body it controls the solid parts, such as bones and nails and teeth, etc. Then there is a liquid factor here at the level of the genitals. It controls the liquids of the body. Then there is a igneous factor, which controls the fire. It controls the fire of the body, controls the warmth of the body and the digestive power. Then there is aerial factor, It controls breathing and vital energy within us. And then there is ethereal factor. It controls the production of the sound. The sound is the subtlest expression in the physical world. And this portion controls and all other glands and all other portions below. And then there is the point of the mind, and then there is a point of pure consciousness. So this is the microcosm, and there is a macrocosm. Also, as I said, every of these chakras, they control, you can actually make now a self-inquiry experimentation to understand the idea. When you feel any emotion, where do you feel it? Is there any corresponding sensation within the body? Is there any feeling of flow in the body? For example, when you feel fear, where do you feel it? And when you feel anxiety, where do you feel it? And when you feel love, where do you feel it? When you feel curiosity, desire to know, where do you feel it? My experience is that most of the time people are quite correct. I ask, where do you feel fear? They say here. Where do you feel love? Yes, here. I hope so. And so people quite correct. Where you feel curiosity, where you feel the desire to know? Here. That is biopsychology. In this way we can study and find out, even by our own experience. And this knowledge that you are getting now is a food for thought. You learn and then you observe. You will find out it is very, very correct, is amazingly correct. And by knowing this expression of the chakras, you really start to deeply understand the psychology of the people. You can really know what I can expect, what I cannot expect. So as I was speaking about vrittis, vrittis means distortion within the mind. Vritti means a tendency of the mind, and in common parlance it means it is emotion. Fear is the vritti, love is vritti, to do something great and noble is also a vritti. But all these vrittis, they belong to different emotional families. And those different emotional families, they are located at different portions of the body. There is a family of 4 brothers and sisters in the coccyx portion. Then there is a family of 6 members in the genitals, 10 members at the navel, 12 members at the heart, 16 here and 2 here. And all those families, they are quite different. They represent a different evolutionary standing positions. It is a different, they are quite different from each other. They are similar to each other. The brothers and sisters within one family, they're very similar. You can see how they're interconnected because they represent the same level of thinking. And then the members of other family, similar between each other, but very much different from the family which is below, family which is above. In our body, we can see the entire evolution of life. For example, the emotions of the Muladhara chakra, of the lowermost center, represent the instincts of the most undeveloped amoeba kind of organism, bacteria, one-cell organism. Just a basic survival mechanism, nothing else. And the innate aspiration towards the evolutionary growth, like a seed form from where the life starts. Then here at this level, we find emotions which characterize the reptiles. If you take a crocodile and study its emotions, you'll find the same like at this point. And all humans, they also have those emotions. So some people who do not control those emotions and are themselves are controlled by the emotions, they behave like a crocodiles, they behave like a dinosaurs. I don't remember who, but one author, he has said, remember, when you are dealing with a person, at the same time you are speaking to a horse and to a crocodile. All those creatures, they're staying there, they're living there in our mind. We have passed through long evolution. And all those previous evolution forms, they're contained within our brain and they're contained with our body structure. All the genes of the subhuman life forms, they're still there. The crocodiles is still there. The horse is still there. And the human being is also there. So this level represents the mindset of warm-blooded animals. Emotions such as attachment, such as anger, such as jealousy, such as desire to have, are there in that center. They're characterizing the warm-blooded animals, and they are there with us also. Here there is a level of human emotions. Desire to be loved, desire to love, desire to look good, desire to care, etc. 12 of such emotions. And here is superhuman emotions, saintly feelings of service, of helping others. And then here is godlike emotions, the pursuit of pure knowledge beyond any limitations. And then here is suspension of all the emotions and entering the sphere of unqualified consciousness, of consciousness which is beyond comprehension. So it is our choice. We are microcosmos. And within those microcosms, we are such a interesting. We carry, unlike animals, but having a special human lives, we carry the potential of the lowest and highest evolutionary expressions. So it is up to us what choice we will make. Will we choose to remain, will we choose having a developed human body, able of the highest achievement? Will we choose to utilize that human body at the animal level, at the reptile level? Or will we strive to really achieve, to permanently establish ourselves in the human level and superhuman level, and even in the divine level? So the biopsychology describes each and every emotion. So in depth, we are going to learn about each and every emotion. Biopsychology describes the physical counterpart of the chakras, glands, plexuses, the nerves, internal organs. Biopsychology describes how, through the practices of yoga, such as asanas, such as concentration techniques, such as hygiene and cooling down, of the chakras, such as breath techniques, such as visualization and relaxation, etc. How through those techniques we can manage our chakras and how we can direct the energy, mental energy, which is much needed. Don't you feel you need energy? Don't you like to have unlimited amount of energy? How to liberate that energy from destructive functions? You know, someone said that if you do not control energy, then the energy will control you. It's quite true. So if that energy is not refined, then that energy will push you into something nonsensical. I speak from experience. I have been tossed and pushed by that energy until I became 18 years old and I started to practice yoga. I've done so much nonsense in my life. I will not say that I regret it. It is an experience. But I wish never me or nobody else would repeat this kind of things. So that impulses are there, boiling within our mind, making us unhappy. That energy is desires of expression, and there is a conflict. I know that I should not do this, but there is a desire for that. So how to gently and without suppression and without bottling up that energy, without forceful, without violence, how to transform our inner being, that energy liberated and flows upward to the higher expressions, to really establish ourselves at the highest evolutionary ladder possible, is a tremendous task. If you analyze, you will find out that it is not such a trivial task, not at all. In nature, millions of years pass before one evolutionary forms achieve another level. How many million passed? How many million years passed when the dinosaurs transformed themselves into warm-blooded animals? Within the short span of human life, such as 100 years or even less, we try to pass, to leave behind older evolutionary standings and achieve the highest fulfillment. So that is biopsychology about. So I think this introduction is enough, and later on we will deal chakra by chakra. I will explain the chakra. In this way it will be 8 videos. I will explain the chakra. I will explain its main functions. I will explain its vritti, or the tendencies or emotions. And then I will show yoga exercises. And then I will speak about all the other practices which are necessary to cultivate the chakra, to bring it under control. The chakra is something very good. It is like there are lower chakras, there are upper chakras. All of them, they're doing one very important function. There are functions within the body, which I'm going to talk later on. But also within the mind, they do one function. They control the tendencies of the mind. So when the chakras, they become strong, then you have that strength, the mental strength. And then you are able to control the expressions of the mind. You are able to direct the energy. And once that energy is preserved, is not wasted, but rather is utilized in a constructed way, then you are not human, you are demigod, actually. So it is the practice of growing into something higher, something above. We are striving in yoga to achieve divinity, to achieve humanness first, to really become human. And then, as our master said, he said, humanity, because the highest expression of the humanity, fullest expression of the humanity is divinity. So we want to grow in that divinity. So I will say thank you for now and goodbye for now. And in the next video there will be, we will talk and we will learn and study the lowermost chakra, which is called Muladhara chakra. Thank you.